love to hear soloists play, that's great. But the band sounds best to me when it is a band, and the band concept together, where it's a quartet or big band or, you know, an orchestra.
You know, these guys have dedicated their entire lives to doing what they're doing. You know, a guy like Joe Wilder has survived more years than I've been alive as a trumpet player, you know. And I can tell you from my lifetime I've tried doing it, it's a lot harder than it seems. You know, you have to make a lot of sacrifices to be a musician. You're not really part of the system. But it is nice to be able to give it back to the kids and take it and show them part of that magic. You know, it's almost like a little bit at this point of history.
But when we came to the Apollo, I will always remember that when I came, we got off the train, we rode the train to, from Detroit to, and we got off at the 125th Street, because that's where the Apollo was. So we got off there, we were going to stay at the Trees Hotel, and when I walked, it was in July, and when I walked down those steps of the train, when I walked out on the street, I was scared to death.
Was that the first time you were in New York?
Yes, and I'd never seen that many people on the street before in my life.
About when was this? About what
54.
year? 54, okay.
I'd never seen that many. I wanted to run back up those steps, man. It scared me to death. I thought it was a parade. There was so many people.
No, but actually that's the nice thing about jazz, is that you can have friends that are 80 years old, you can have friends that are 20 years old. The only criterion amongst musicians is, can you play or can you not play? So that's a nice thing about this music. It transcends race, age, sex, you know, everything. And that's the way it should be, you know. So nobody thinks about that. And it's probably one of the few fields where that's the case. There's no age barriers. In fact, generally, as people get older, they play better.